What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Okay, so here we are, sitting atop of 1 cent, closing above 1 cent for 1, 2, 3 days in a row now. Beautiful, good job. Or did we actually? Yeah, we did close above 1 cent yesterday, so beautiful, beautiful job. Moved down a little bit yesterday, didn't we? All the way down to 0.0083. all the way down there or around there, and we've come back up. I expect that XCN, doing what it's doing now, it's just pretty typical. It's a very volatile coin. It likes to be volatile, and there was a little hope. I made a post on x.com talking about this move here while we were at the top, and I said we have to wait for 4-hour confirmation. We have to wait for the hour to close. Whenever I made that post and it was at the top, I said this candle just started. It was in like the first 3.5 hours that candle started. So there's the first 30 minutes. Sorry, the first 30 minutes that candle started. It came down. We didn't get the confirmation of the close. We're definitely testing, but as of now, I wouldn't say that we've broken out and we're ready to go higher yet. I did buy some XCN. I bought a little bit more XCN on the anticipation of a pump going up right now. But I am looking to add more XCN if we go lower. But I'm probably not going to add more. I'm comfortable with the amount that I have. I don't think that we need to add more. It can just go up and do its thing. I'm not worried about it. But if it does happen to go below this low, I doubt it does. But if it does, I definitely will probably put a nice little chunk of change, a little bit of extra something in there, right? But I am expecting it to go up. If not today, then tomorrow, sometime within the next 48 hours, I would suspect that XCN is not only breaking out of this kind of range. Sorry, guys, hold on. Sorry, y'all. I don't know if you could hear that. My daughter was crying, but she's having a hard day. It just happens sometimes, Maybe you don't know, and if you don't know, that's okay. But where was I? I was just going to say that I do expect we're going to break out of this here pretty soon, right? I would be surprised if we don't break out within the next 24 hours, but certainly I would think, if not on Inauguration Day, which technically is today, by way of the charts here, this is Monday, the 20th. We got 20 hours, 45 minutes, probably about 12 hours until Inauguration happens, or it'd be more like probably 16 hours until Inauguration, something like that, so much later in the day. But this is the day. It could be the day that XCN moves up and breaks out to new highs, right? Whenever it moves up higher, I'm sorry, guys, I keep getting distracted because my daughter's crying, and I just feel bad. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. High to low here. If we're at the 1886, we pulled back below the 1618 here. We're consolidating around this area. Yes, it'd be nice if we could get today, even though we closed below the 1618, it'd be nice if we could close above it, because if we do close above it, that would suggest that this move, right now, the way that it looks is that we've closed above it and then we closed below it, indicating that this could be a momentary top. That was a fake kind of break above the 1618. But if we can close above it today, above the 1618, then the script's reversed. This was the fake. The red close was the fake. And now instead of going lower, we are ready to go higher. If we go lower, the next target area is something around about $0.0066. Okay, so like 66% of 1 penny, right? So we drop about 30% from here, something like that, right? If that were to happen. But if we were to move up higher, if we did get a daily close above about, what is that, like a 1.11 cents, something like that. If we can close above that today, we would like to go to our next fib target, which is, if we're at the 1886 here, our next technical fib target is at the 2272, which is all the way up just around 3 cents. It is pretty common with your 2272 to go just a little bit above it, so we could see about a 3 cent price, something like that at a minimum is the expectation. We're at 1 cent now. And what's crazy about that, what's really crazy about that, you guys, is XCN from down here, okay, from down here, before it broke out, if it were to have moved up 180%, that's like on the top side of average, okay? For what I expect the average altcoin to do between now at their current prices to the end of February. That's about an average move. XCN's already done above average that, okay? And what I'm expecting here as a minimum expected next target, this is the minimum expected next target, that's about 180%. That's still on the upper end of average. It's crazy. And that's just the minimum target. We absolutely could, being at about 3 cents there, we could go higher up to about 5 cents there at 4.8 cents, the 2618, 2272 to the 2618. Being that we did find a little bit of turbulence here at the 1618, we broke through it, but XCN it's kind of squirrely, so these wicks I don't consider as much. It's this closing day that I would more consider. The fact that we found significance there does lead me to believe that we probably do top off. I like this area at about 5 cents there. And if we were to go any higher, if we were to go any higher by the end of February, the highest I'd give it is 10 cents to 7.2 cents. And I know you're hearing that and you're like, what? This thing could go to 10 cents by the end of February? It could. It really could. We have no idea. It's crypto, man. It absolutely is possible. Something moving like this, it doesn't have to stop. It could get bigger. People look at a candle like that and they say, hey, that's the biggest candle I've ever seen in this thing's history. It's probably not going to promote another one like that again, right? That's not going to happen ever again. And then boom, you get one that's even bigger. That does happen. That actually does happen quite a bit. And of course, the other thing, which is more logical, that it wouldn't happen, this is kind of a one-off, that happens plenty of times too. But looking at these areas that I circled, okay, enough rambling. 2272 here doesn't really make sense on a price perspective, right? Like that doesn't make any sense. We stopped here, right? This high right here, we stopped right there, and that is kind of at this little consolidation phase on the upper end of that, so that makes sense a little bit, right? But this would be, instead of a dead cat bounce, that'd be like a dead cat rejection. Other than the 2272, there's no significance there. The 2618, now we put a line up here, and that actually is a little bit more significance. On a weekly basis, we closed 1 week here, another week very close to here, we found support on it, another week closed right here, another week closed right here, another week opened right here, and then moved down. I like that. That 2618, again, coming up as a pretty legible area to go to, and being that we're finding significance, again, at our 1618, it would make all the sense in the world to go up to our 2618. But our wick did go to the 1886, so maybe we do go up to the 2886 at like 7.2 cents. We put a line there, and that is at kind of this central zone. We put a line at the 3113, and that's at the top of this. I mean, they all make sense. The only one that doesn't make sense is this one at below 3 cents. So likely, in my opinion, XCN, it's already outperformed the majority of the market with this move, but it's going to continue to outperform the market. I think that it is going to make anything from like a 4.8x or more from here within the next month. That's my expectation, and I really do think, if not the next month, like a month and a week, something like that. We're at 1 cent now. I bought more today, or yesterday technically. Where did I buy? Let's see, actually. Where did I buy? I bought right around here. No. Let's see. When was it? When was it? Would it have been? It would have been here. I bought like right around here. At it was 1 point. No. It was either 1.16 cents or 1.61 cents. No, it had to have been, so 1.16, I think is what it was. So I bought like a relative high, expecting this to break out, right? But again, I put just a little bit of money in there because we didn't have confirmation yet. I've got more money sitting in case this does roll over and we see a lower low. I've got more money sitting to go up. And then if we don't get the rollover, if it just breaks out from here, I'm happy with it, right? I was buying I put that little bit of extra in there for the breakout anyways. So the fact that it's down here, I'm anticipating it breaks out. If I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong, because I'm going to go heavy into this thing. I'm going to put heavier than I already am, and this is one of my biggest holds now with this most recent move, right? And still, everything that I've said about this move up to come, it's all true. So if we go lower, everything doesn't change. If we go lower, the only way that it would change is if we saw a massive, like, we just sold it all back. Okay, that would change. If we saw something structurally concerning in the charts, then it would change. But if we go down, it's only going to promote better opportunities to buy. And inevitably, we will go to not just prices above 3 cents, but likely prices around 5 cents, if not above 5 cents, potentially as high as 10 cents. Well, you're at a cent now. It just moved up a lot. It might not feel like an obvious answer, but it's a good price to buy. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I do like OnyxCoin. I will leave the video on this note. I'm going to end the video right here. Okay, so a couple people have asked what OnyxCoin is. First and foremost, I recommend you do your own research. Look up on Google, type in OnyxCoin XCN white paper. Look that up. That'll point you in the right direction, okay? Read it. You probably, if you're the average person, you probably will not understand 20% of it or more, okay? And me being an average person, that's my experience. I read the white paper, and I would say about 20% of it or more was not understandable for me. It's a little bit above my pay grade or above my comprehensive levels, right? It's a different language than I speak, but I try to understand it. I try to read as much as I can. I try to understand it. I think everybody should. Don't expect that in this new emerging kind of technology that is cryptocurrency that you're going to understand everything. And don't be so proud to not admit that either, right? There's going to be things that you don't understand, and the only way to have those questions answered is to admit that you don't understand them, right? And I don't understand everything that I read about XCN, but the things I didn't understand, I did more research on. And when I did that research, I found it to be more interesting of a token. And that's all I'm trying to say is research XCN if you want to buy into it. Essentially what it is it's a DeFi project. It's a DeFi protocol, decentralized finance, if you don't know what that is, where you can, instead of going to a bank with your suit and tie on, hoping, praying, crossing your fingers, and just begging for a loan, getting all the background checks you need, they have to check your credit, all this stuff, and then you get a loan and then it hurts your credit, right? All this stuff. Instead of doing all that, and you have to do it on a weekday too. Maybe it's a day when you work, maybe, but it can't be on a holiday. It can't be from your own home. You got to go in person and do it. But with XCN, with coins like XCN, you'll be able to get a loan. You'll be able to even loan your money to people, all from the comfort of your own home at any time of the day. You don't need a credit score. You don't need someone's approval. You don't need to wear a suit and a tie. You can just be you could literally be in whatever you want to be in, man, or nothing at all. And that's the beauty of a coin like this. It's not a banking coin. You're not going to bank with it, but coins like this will put banks out of business, because banks, while the purpose of banks largely is to kind of house your money, the real purpose is to distribute debt. That's the real purpose. And if you have decentralized protocols that can do that for you, and it's at a way cheaper rate of interest, banks are basically obsolete unless they start doing negative interest rates where they pay you to take out loans. And I think that's what they'll do, because banks will never go away, or at least not in my lifetime. But anyways, I'm going on a whole different rant here, guys. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you like more content like this. Definitely, if you're going to buy XCN, if it's something you want to do, look it up. Don't just buy. If you buy a coin, man, and you don't know what it is, if I can't ask you what this coin does, and you can't give me a detailed explanation, not some half-assed explanation like a 5-year-old gives me, if you can't give me a detailed explanation, you shouldn't buy it. That's my perspective. Because any coin that you lose money on, I would bet you don't know what it does. I would bet 100% you don't know what it does. And to be fair, there's plenty of coins that you don't know what they do. You can make money on too if you're just lucky and you just choose a random coin. But the best way to not get screwed is to do your research. So do your research, do your research. I like this coin. I think it's got a chance to do a 10x from here by the end of February, if not at least something around like a 3 or 5x from here. But do your research, right? Do your research. Just because I say that doesn't mean it has to happen. You have to determine that for yourself. Hit the like button, subscribe, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.